Let's have a quick look at cable.
Matron, take them away.
And a warm welcome to one and all. If it's your first time here, I'm the big fella Scruff. And what I'm trying to do is put trading in the real world. Maybe show you a trick or two along the way. So if that sounds good and you do find value, do take a second to hit that subscribe button. And if you get through the video, smash a like and drop any comments because I genuinely answer every single one of them. So what am I doing today? Well, I'm going to look at cable. Let me flick this over. And I have an oil trade that is just being set up as well. So this is the oil trade. I'll tell you this one first. What I'm looking for is the fill of this gap here. That's what I'm looking at. Now I'm going to target up to the edge of it because I've been doing this all week if you've been watching the channel. And it's done quite well. And at the moment, that's the only trade running. It's currently sitting underwater. A couple of staged orders if I need to. And then you've got this running from yesterday as well. Okay. But how well have we done in the grand scheme of the month? Well, just to sort of show you, bear with me. I just pull up this. It hasn't been bad at all, to be honest. Let's have a look. Just get my calendar. It should be coming in now. Just pull this down for you. Put my portfolio, which is my wage. There it is there. So we're not doing bad. 5-8, and we've still got quite a bit of the month to go. We've just had one losing day, which was here. Didn't exactly work out well, but the rest of it's been pretty darn good. So I'm quite happy, and it's been consistent in its growth. And with this, as you can see, it's pushing heavily. It's moving up. I am kind of expecting to stage in here and here. And I actually want that because it means I can get a better price and then catch the rollover coming down. Okay. But what we're going to look at is something I've just mentioned to the guys. Now, this is our Discord. It's part of the Scruffy Squad. And you'll find a link for that down below. As will the sort of trader sync that I've just shown you. It's an automated template for a journal. Now, in these morning calls, we have face-to-face every day. And we talk about the issues of the day, etc. But I also do updates on what I'm looking at. So the first thing I put in is the strengths, which is this. That went in very early this morning, so we can see what's going on. But I back it up with a bias. Now, this went in before 9, which is what we're looking at now. And it's telling me I'm looking at cable and I'm going to buy it. Okay. And if we just look at this for a second, I'm not going to be overstretching. I'm looking for about 10 pips. But the reason being is that the US and pound are pretty much grounded. Now, the US is losing ground, the pound has lost ground. But because it lost a lot of ground, I'm looking for the short-term bounce. Okay. So let's have a quick look at this chart. And we'll see what's going on with it. It looks pretty much ready to rock and roll now. Okay. So what we're going to do is, let me just have a check of this because I want to put an order in just above the current price, just like so. Okay. So just so that I don't miss the trade while I'm explaining this, because I've already worked it out on my other screen, which I'm quite happy with. What I'm looking to do is capitalize on this drop, this one here. Okay, so let me just take all the drawings off and I'm going to show you a rough way of working things out. Okay, so let's just see what's happening in the big picture. Well, in the big picture, it's actually pushing up. It's had a little bit of a resurgence. You know, it's pushed down, moved up, pushed down, but it's still relatively to the upper side. Okay, so strength-wise, I'm quite happy to be buying this. Now, if this starts selling off, which it can, and it starts coming down into the mid-range of this, then I might have a problem. But today, I think it's possibly going to be going to the upper side. So let's start breaking this down a little bit. Well, again, a good reason as to why it can go to the upper side is we have this drop here and the price is enclosed inside it. And it's moving up. It's just triggered me in. And we've got a target which brushes to the bottom of that off this drive here. So we have an opportunity that we can sort of get in reasonably safe. Just gonna put that there. That's it. Just adjust that here. Okay. So that's in. Now I can stage backwards to this point, which I'm prepared to do. But then we take it to the hourly and we can see exactly what's going on. So I'm going to draw in a fib. So that move started there. It got down as low as there. And we're kind of going to be targeting. If we just pull this in, there we go. That'll do. All right. So I'm quite happy with that target in and around this area up to between the 50 and the 61. So I'm going to put some levels into that. Okay. Just like so. Now these give me good markers to follow the market. Right. Okay. In and out. Can look for some zones as well. Well, there's a good zone up here between the body of that green candle running across. So we'll just drop a zone into there. Now what this does is this kind of helps you frame some boundaries of some description. I'll just leave it grey. Okay. And let's see if there's anything recently that we can wrap a boundary in. Well, it came down, look to the left to see what happened. And sure enough, there. So that gives a boundary down here. Right. So what are these two representing? Well, it pushed down, it failed at that green candle, and then it accelerated up, showing some kind of activity there. And likewise here, it fell off, showing some activity here. So we now have two bounded points. In other words, what we've done is we've caged the pricing. We've fenced it off. So I don't want the price to break this. And if it is going to run, well, possibly go to there. Why? Because there are two clear points of attraction. Simple. And now all I need to do is capitalize on the moves. Now I know I want to get to here. Why? I don't want to overstretch the market. So what I'm going to do is I'll now let it run backwards a little bit. Add into the trade. It's not adding into a losing trade. It's getting better pricing on the trade. And then just manage it. So let's play this out and see how we get on. Okay guys, I need to pop out and sort of switch everything off because I'm going to be out all day. So what I'll do is I'll check back on this later. Everything's fine, it's all laid up as you can see. I'm just going to let these three run it up to there. We've taken £2 out of it up to now. I'll tell you why I did that. I saw it was going to hit the 0, so I just take it out anyway. Just lets me have a little 2-minute think about what I'm going to do and keeps me kind of occupied a little bit. And then I'll just reposition the trade. Picks it up and away it goes. So we've got that running. Yeah, it's a little bit underwater. We currently about 300 altogether. But oil's just tooting around. And this, I'm expecting to run down to fill this gap because it's having a go. Now, if it does, it's still, well, on what's running at this moment in time. So that one will give a decent money. There's still a good amount of money here, which is pretty much a good call for this. So I'm quite happy with that. So either way, we should be good. All right. Just drop that back down to 15 minutes so I can keep an eye on it. You can see it's kind of starting to show signs already. All right. So let me finish this off. I'll catch you all soon. Okay guys, I'm back. Sort of getting ready to pack up a bit more of our stuff. It's what Winky's doing right now. Because obviously everything's in turmoil. If you watch the other videos, you'll see that we've recently bought another house, and well, that's why everything's a bit bitty at the moment. Get back to normality in a week or so. Anyway, looking at normality, what's happening with this? Well, life's pretty good with it, to be honest. We've had a little bit of money out of it already, 117. And we're about to finish it off because it looks like it's closing down. So I'm going to close these off. And then that is it for the day on cable. And oil, I'm just going to leave running in the wings. And why? Well, because I think it might take it to a little bit of next week. So that's what it's been. It's been a swing trade all this week, and I've been getting in and getting out and one thing and another. And it's worked quite well. I mean, at the minute it's a bit underwater, but I'm not that worried. But in the meantime, we've done 358. Fantastic. From a position that was called to the squad this morning. Had to stage backwards to it, which is fine. I expected that. Finally finds its sort of optimum point and then moves forward. And then in the meantime, you get your money out as you go. That's what trading's all about. It's about being sensible with your trades and taking the money when it's offered to you. And if you can do that, well, then you've probably got a good chance of surviving this game. It's, how do I put this? Every day I have the same conversations, and it's always, how much money can I make? Oh, if I had this, can I replace my job? No, you can't. And I'll tell you for why. Because you're looking at trading from the wrong angle. You should be thinking, can I read the chart? Can I understand the conditions? If you say yes to that, the money will look after itself. However, if you're trying to shoehorn money into the equation all the time, oh, I need to make £1,000, I need to do this. Well, it's just pie in the sky. It's silly. Because what happens is you'll force a trade when in reality you probably should be staying out of trade in the first place. But always remember this, guys. It takes money to make money. And if you over egg the account, in other words, to put too big a position on for the size of your account, you're probably tempting fate, and you're going to stand in front of the freight train. Because it only takes one trade to annihilate the account. Whereas if you size appropriately, then you can take the damage, you can take the heat, and it doesn't matter. You know, just tootle along. There's an old saying, look after the pennies and the pounds look after themselves. Principle is the same. So, don't know where I was going with that. So I had a couple of questions, and it's all driven on money. And there was a few questions raised from the interview I did yesterday with the 5% prop fund. And I do implore you to watch that, because it's quite an open and frank interview. But it highlights some of the issues that the prop fund have. And they recognize where the failure rates are. And it's always when it's chasing money. If you follow the process, you're fine. And if you followed my journey, certainly over the many years that I've been on YouTube, you'll have seen that I've grown from a small, a reasonable wage to a good wage to what is now an excellent wage. And it's just been progression over the years. And you've been with me on that journey. And that journey, I mean, okay, we bought a Range Rover last year with our prop money. This year it went towards helping buy a house. And that house was purchased outright. But we talk in a process that took years to get to here. And then I have a conversation with somebody who thinks they're going to be able to do it in a week. No, it doesn't work like that. You know, just my thoughts. Anyway, I'm going to enjoy my coffee, because we all know Scruffy likes a coffee. I'm going to enjoy half a day off, because tomorrow I'm back to demolition work in the house across the weekend. And then back to it on Monday morning. So if you've got any questions, do drop them down into the comments. I'll answer them best I can. Can't always give you the right answer. If you're looking for a good community, just come into the Telegram. There's some lovely guys there. It's all free. I set it up for you so you don't have to be hassled by sellers touting anything. And if you want to take your trading to the next level, do come along to the Scruffy Squad, because that's the only place you'll find all of my styles and the way I manage money. And you'll be made most welcome. So as always, guys, trade well, keep your risk managed, but above all, do what you love, and the money will follow. See you all in the next one.